Okay, so starting with the first thing. On the first note, we talked about a case where, for example, I want to start an article. There's a need for me to go ahead and search something first of all. So I have a topic in mind. I want to write about schools in Nigeria and maybe possibly at the end of the day, recommend a school to someone who is reading the article. So let's assume you don't know any title that you want to write on exactly. You can go ahead and search about schools in Nigeria, just like that. Now you see different schools in Nigeria. Now you'll be seeing things here, such like list of schools in Nigeria, list of every international schools, top schools and universities in Nigeria 2020, private schools in Nigeria. Now these are different topics that so many persons have written on that has been able to rank for this very keyword or our search keyword that has been used in this case. So it's necessary for you to have a target first. What's the main thing you want to achieve? Now, if you have a key thing that you want to achieve, you can go ahead and then create a phrase that would make that exact thing that you have in mind clear to your audience. Okay, so if I am looking for schools in Nigeria, I'm looking for that school maybe in a particular location, or I'm looking for the best in that area. So two things I could be considering to see as a user is to see the best schools. Now, it's also necessary to know, is it the secondary school, the primary school, whatever. So if the article is to just explain secondary school, you can target it just to secondary school. If you want to make it a larger scope, which is very necessary, you can expand it to specifying just schools in Nigeria. So you can talk about secondary, you can talk about primary, and then recommend specific schools, just like that. Now, apart from talking about secondary and primary, that might be running offline, there might also be some online schools. All right, so those are a few things that you can dissect and have more subtopics. All right, I believe you all watched the video we shared yesterday. If you didn't, after this session, please, I would encourage you to go through it. Okay, so the first thing is being able to pick key things that you want to search, just like we're doing in this case. If you type best schools in Nigeria, you can see some other suggested things that so many other persons might be searching for too. Now, this shows you that for this very keyword we have here, best schools in Nigeria or schools in Nigeria, there is a search for best school in Nigeria this way, best secondary schools in Nigeria, and so on and so forth, just that order. All right, so if I'm looking to write and looking at writing an article that is around this, then it's necessary to streamline this to the exact thing we want to search for. Now, how would this platform help us? I might want to write an article about best schools in Nigeria, just like we're searching. Let's just go ahead and start this. Now, see an article, top 10 best secondary schools in Nigeria. You can check this article out. Now, for this to rank number one, there are so many things they must have done correct to be able to get themselves up to the first page. All right, so one is the content structure. Two is using the keyword that we're searching for, best secondary schools in Nigeria, even though they have other extra things around it. All right, so the major thing is to keep everything you're writing around that same keyword. Now, if you read through the article, you'll be able to see the same keyword appear at some specific point, and then how that has helped them to rank over time. Now, looking at this article, we'll see that this article is actually not long. Now, how do we get to write same article but rank better than this person? Two things that will help you rank better than this person is, just like he has subtopics, you can have same subtopics, not exactly same word. The second thing is you have a larger article that has explained in detail how you can still do the same thing they are doing. All right, how you can still get schools in Nigeria in specific locations. Talk about some different specific schools, some of the challenges you can have in schools in Nigeria, and so many other things. If there are other advantages that the schools you want to talk about have, you can also project that as subtopics and then expand on that while referencing or recommending whichever school you want to talk about. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing, which is the plagiarism checker. If I come to this site and copy exactly this that I have here, this very part, this part now, I come and copy this exact thing, come to the other place and paste exactly the same thing in the plagiarism checker chain. All right, you can see somewhere here that you can copy and paste. So if you have been able to copy the same content we have here and paste it here, you'll be able to see that when you try to use that way, you'll be told that this is existing somewhere else or something. So how would this platform help us? Instead of just lifting someone's article, which most of the bloggers normally do, and get yourself flagged, it is necessary to use this very feature, the article rewriter, that allows you to still paste the same article and get the phrases changed. The structure can still be rearranged in such a way that you can still use another person's article and expand it to a very better thing. All right, so like I mentioned initially, it seemed to be a very tough thing to just get articles written just like that, because you have to spend time, so many other things. So we want to strictly avoid the case of we're trying to write one article for 3 days. Whatever you want to talk about, someone else has talked about it. So the best thing you need to do is check out what your competitors have first. So when you check out what your competitors have, you can expand on what they have done already. It could be that what you have is just the short article. That is the issue. Then you can expand on getting more subtopics and writing better. The second case could be that you just have issues with formatting, which is, for example, instead of this being arranged the way it is, everything is just scattered. I can't even read it very well. All right, so that could also be a problem that you can solve by rewriting the same article. All right, so let's also see other things here. There's grammar check, there's word count. I believe you already understand what that does. Now let me talk about an alternative to grammar check. I know some of you must have used that. But let me just quickly talk about that. All right, that's Grammarly. Grammarly.com. It also has a web browser extension that you can use to at least check your articles on the go and correct grammars, spellings, and what have you. So at your leisure time, you can also check out Grammarly and see how to use that. There's spell checker here, paraphrasing tool, and so many other things. So I would advise, even after the class, you take out your time and go through different contents you have here. So let me talk about the keyword tools. There's so many keyword tools here. You have the keyword position, keyword density, keyword suggestion, and keyword research tool. While we'll go through the different things we have here, let's still talk about another different keyword tool that is also essential to keyword research, and that's Uber Suggest. So we go to the web address is neilpatel.com. You can just search Uber Suggest on Google and then it takes you to this place. So just as we have it, we could be searching for schools in Nigeria, for example, and then we're getting one, or let's say best schools in Nigeria, and we're getting this to be the first article. So what do we have to do? We just have to go to this site, copy the URL, then come back to the Uber Suggest page and paste that there. So you can either enter a domain or a keyword and then go ahead and search. Now, when you search, you'll be able to see the different overviews for it. You have a basic overview showing the traffic, showing other things. But the major thing we want to see is based on keyword. So we want to see what are the different keywords ranking. All right. So for this very site that we're searching, there are different keywords that are ranking here. So you have what is Nigeria's zip code, declare confusion now, and so on and so forth. You can see the different visits that it has, the backlinks that it has. Don't worry yourself about backlink for now. So what we are concerned is with what article has a better number of visits. So if what we are searching on is not just the domain, if we are searching on just the keyword we have, best secondary schools in Nigeria, just like that. Okay, so if we're searching for just best secondary schools in Nigeria, we still have the same analysis. So you can see for this very keyword, it has 40 at this volume. You have another one, 10, 10, 10. You can see there are different volumes. You can also check the top pages to see what's happening exactly. All right, so it goes on this way. Minutes. Okay, so let's continue. So what we have here in small SEO tools would guide us on how to do some few different things. You have the keyword position, the keyword density checker, keyword suggestion tool. Let's try a few things with the keyword suggestion tool. Now you have a small keyword that just contains 2 words. What do we use? Let's use and we select the country you want to target and go ahead. Let's US and click on suggest. It goes ahead to give you suggestion of different keywords in relation to that. So you can see things like school resumption dates, schools in Port Harcourt. So this guides you on topics. For example, if you have a niche, but you don't have a specific topic to talk about. So this could be different topics to talk about generally. So you can see different keywords that are active and could do a lot for you if you write articles about them. So you have schools in US, schools in Canada, schools in Nigeria, resumption date in Nigeria, and so on and so on. So this could be different topics that you can expand on and then have something nice. The second one there, uh, yeah, you also have the long tail keyword suggestion tool there. So if you have a short tail keyword, just like I mentioned earlier, so let's say food or restaurants. Choose Nigeria. The provider to be Google. Like we said, we have other search engines. So let's fetch from Google and see. Want the configuration should be alphabet only. So just leave every other thing this way. Just enter the seed list you want and then enter the country. So you click on get suggestions. Keeps suggesting different things for you. So if you are okay with the result, you can see the number of pages of what is suggesting building increasing there. So you can click on stop suggestion and you have different points you can navigate with to see other different results you have there. So the first one we have restaurants in Port Harcourt, restaurants nearby, best restaurants in Port Harcourt, restaurants in GRA Port Harcourt. So this could be different things that you can expand on. Now, someone who is writing an article would possibly not just pick one, but pick maybe up to 2, up to 3 to 4 that are related and use one of them as the major topic while others serve as subtopic. So the first thing you check is what's the length of the keyword. This has 41, right? Then you have the word count there. So the length basically specifies what's the number of characters you have in the keyword. All right, so you can have more and more and more just like that. Pick the best that you feel is in the scope of your user's search, and then go ahead with that. So let's say we're talking about top restaurants in Anambra State, for example, instead of using Port Harcourt. So somebody who is new to Anambra State and wants to search for restaurants in Anambra State would basically search something like restaurants in Anambra State, or best restaurants in Anambra State, or top restaurants in Anambra State, just as we have there. So we just have top restaurants in Anambra. Now, to make this more direct and help someone who is searching feel at home to click on your own link instead of someone else's link that is somewhere above yours, you can do things like 2020, something like top latest restaurants in Anambra 2020. Now, you can also be more specific by adding something like this. So if someone is searching for, say, restaurants in Anambra, and then you're making it more current for the person. So if I'm a user, basically I would want to see the most current news. So if I'm seeing some other news, I just have topics like just restaurants in Anambra State, latest restaurants in Anambra State. And then I have this one too that has latest restaurants in Anambra State, and then still has a specific date this way. I would feel at home to click on this one first before going to the one that just has restaurants in Anambra State as a topic there. So those are the few things we have to consider first while we're checking out other few things that has to do with your article structure. Now, I talked about a few other things there, and when we're having the session on WhatsApp about the places you have to put specific keywords. So, but I'm going to expand on that in a few minutes time. I'll be ending the session and restarting it again. So please use the link again to